Welcome to the Root Cause Revolution podcast with functional and integrative nurse nutritionist and energy medicine practitioner, Audrey Christie.
Hey friends, welcome to episode 228 of the Root Cause Revolution podcast. I'm your host, Audrey. I help women heal. I help you heal from chronic illness. I help you lose those last little bit of weight or the weight that won't come off. I help you stop masking symptoms and rebalance the body to heal. So today we're talking about when in doubt, detox the liver. Because, often people ask where to start on their healing journey. And I wish there was a really simple answer, one that worked for everyone, but honestly, it's so individual and it really depends on so many things. If you are really dedicated to nutritional changes, then you can always go straight for a nutritional detox and then move on to a specific protocol or protocols, plural, for your root causes. If you aren't someone that can handle a nutritional overhaul, then you can generally find some relief without making too many nutritional changes. Now, if you have allergies or sensitivities, you will certainly have to work on those, right? But if you're not somebody who can just dive in and make a complete nutritional overhaul for any number of reasons, then you can probably get away with doing the drainage and energy class, which I'll link in the show notes at audreychristie.com/228. But for most people, you're going to need to do some combination of both, at least to get started. You see, one of the first things that you have to do on any healing journey, or even if you're simply trying to lose weight, and I don't mean to sound rude or uncaring, but if you're carrying extra weight on your body, then there is a root cause to be uncovered. A lot of people think that, or let's put it this way, conventional medicine gets a bad rap because they say, you'll hear reports of people coming in and saying, well, I went to the doctor because I'm having symptoms of thyroid issues and the doctor told me to just lose weight. Or I went to the doctor because I'm having symptoms of fibromyalgia and the doctor told me it's because I'm overweight. I should just lose weight, or high blood pressure even, or any of those things. When in reality, you might be able to make some headway if you really focused on losing weight, but you'd be miserable and your results wouldn't last. What actually works for this kind of thing, if weight is an issue, which for about 50% of my clients and patients it is, and for about 50% of my clients and patients that is not even part of the symptomology. But extra weight is actually a symptom, and we are getting off on a really big tangent here, but I'll steer the ship back around in a minute. Extra weight is actually a symptom of an imbalance in the body. So if you feel like you have thyroid symptoms, then extra weight is just another one of those symptoms. And as you rebalance the body, that weight comes off without having to do anything, spending 6 days a week in the gym or eating 1,200 calories a day, right? So the bottom line is that the first step, no matter what that is to work on drainage, which is your body's way of removing waste, toxins, and pathogens through a series of pathways in the body. And then, of course, energy, which we're using the word energy in two forms here. Your physical energy, as in the ATP that your mitochondria make, the physical energy that powers your body, as well as your energy work, your energetic field, right? These are both very, very important. So if you think of your body and your body's drainage pathways as a funnel, then at the bottom of that funnel is your bowels, right? Everyone poops, but if you didn't, you'd be in big trouble. But if you don't poop daily or more than once a day, preferably twice a day, if you instead poop once every few days, then that is something to take note of, because your colon, as I said, is positioned at the very bottom of the drainage pathway. And if that pathway is blocked, all pathways above it are blocked as well. So if your colon is blocked, then your liver is blocked and your kidneys are blocked, all the way up to your brain and your lymphatic system and your cellular drainage. So it's really, really important to have that pathway functioning optimally, so that your body can do its job of removing all the waste. All of your other organs have worked so hard to release. If this pathway isn't moving, if your colon isn't moving, then you are just recirculating those toxins. And that's true if your bowel movements if they're infrequent, if they're not, at least one, preferably twice a day, if they are not formed. So if they're diarrhea or if they're like pebbles, if there is undigested food in there, if you are showing signs of PMS, if you have gas or bloating, or if your bowel movements are particularly gross smelling. Now, once that is moving, then your liver can move, your kidneys can move, your lymphatic system can move, your brain can move, and your cells can move toxins out and produce the ATP and the energy that they need. And I'm not going to dive all the way into this. It's all covered in the drainage and energy class. It's the price of a copay. You can get it at audreychristie.com/shop or on the show notes page for this episode, audreychristie.com/228. Now, the reason why I say when in doubt, detox the liver is because ideally what we would do is a roughly 3 to 4 weeks on a really good nutritional detox and then see what symptoms are left over and then start drainage and energy with whatever is left. Sometimes people come to me and they say, well, Audrey, I did the DIY. I did, I've tried to change my nutrition. I tried to do the DIY version of this. And I'm still having all of these signs. I'm having itchy skin, rashes, or acne, abdominal pain. I have dark circles under my eyes. I'm pissed off all the time. I have PMS. I have painful periods and cramps and bloating and all of those things. I have joint pain or muscle pain. I have indigestion so it's any one of these things or all of them combined. Often it's a number of these things combined. Or I'm waking up at between 2 and 4 a.m. every single night and having trouble going back to sleep. That is when in doubt, detox your liver. So I'm going to give you some tips today to love on your liver, and these will all help these things. But ultimately, you will need to either work one-on-one with myself or a naturopathic doctor in your area that understands this type of stuff. And you do have to be careful to make sure they understand, because I've talked to numerous people I just talked to somebody last week, as a matter of fact, who had a naturopathic doctor and they put them on a 2-week Lyme protocol and it didn't work. Well, you know why it didn't work? Number one, a Lyme protocol for 2 weeks is not going to work unless it's acute Lyme. And then you're really just trying to manage the let's call it the depth in which Lyme dives into the tissues. Number two, no drainage pathways were assessed or worked through. So guess what? You're doing all the things during those whopping 2 weeks to get rid of Lyme, but guess what? It's all recirculating back into your body. So you're not really getting rid of much of anything. They didn't address heavy metals or parasites or biofilms or all the places that Lyme can hide. And so you wonder why you continue to have symptoms, why you might have briefly felt better, but then oftentimes you feel worse. It's because these things weren't addressed. And so make sure you find a naturopathic doctor, if you prefer somebody local, that can work through that stuff with you. If not, if you don't mind doing something online, then you can reach out to me and we can set up a call. I used to offer a complimentary call, but I've had some no-shows lately. So I do now charge $20 for that call. Just $20, guys. At this point, you can't even hardly get like a meal out to eat for $20, right? But, if we continue to work together, then I do apply that towards your full appointment as well. And you do leave with some really good insights as to what to do next, regardless of whether or not we work with each other. So you're either going to want to do that, or you can DIY it. So I'll have a liver protocol on this page for you at audreychristie.com/228. I also have the link to the drainage and energy class. I suggest doing a combination of those two things. And then I'll also have the option to purchase the 5, 7, or 21 day total nutritional detox and a combination pack so that you can kind of do all of the above, because it's going to work best all together. Okay. But let's talk about some liver loving tips. So first things first, get rid of the stuff that's not working for your liver. So that means greatly reduce, or completely eliminate things that slow it down. Alcohol, caffeine, unless you're drinking like a reishi spore mushroom coffee type situation, sugar, processed foods. And then one of the biggest wins that you can make for your liver is getting rid of health and beauty products that put stress on our liver. So I am happy to answer those questions. You can DM them to me on Instagram. You can put them in my free private wellness group, Women's Wellness Circle on Facebook. That link is also on the show notes page. But one of the biggest things you can do is make swaps in the health and beauty department. And making those swaps will prevent about 70% of the toxins that you are putting in your body every day. And you might be thinking, well, Audrey, I'm not putting them in my body. I'm just putting on my makeup. But your makeup is absorbed, the chemicals in your makeup absorb into your skin within about 26 seconds of being applied to your skin. So it's really, really important that we're using clean health and beauty products, makeup, moisturizers, soap, shampoos, laundry detergent. I can't tell you what a big impact laundry detergent makes. If you are someone that has laundry detergent that you can smell from a mile away, if your clothes smell so downy fresh when they get out of the laundry, you are slowly killing your liver. I don't mean to sound dramatic about it, but there's really no other way to put it, right? So we're going to reduce and eliminate things that are impacting your liver's ability to do its job. We're going to add cruciferous veggies. So broccoli sprouts, kale, collards, cabbage, all of these things support detox of the liver. Okay. We're going to do castor oil packs. And I did a whole free video on how to do castor oil packs. You can find that in the Women's Wellness Circle, my free private Facebook group. And then you can also, for short periods of time, add some parsley to your smoothie. You can do a little milk thistle, a little marshmallow, MALLOW root, beetroot, and ginger. All of those things really support the liver. Okay. So make sure you're doing those things. When in doubt, focus on the liver, because even though the path out of the body is the bowels, the liver is the one doing the brunt of the work. Okay, so that's where you want to focus on things that can help to improve your liver. And when you do that, you'll find that your body's able to put to use the nutrients in your supplements and your food much, much better, because it's not focused on, if your liver is completely focused on, oh my God, we got to get rid of all these toxins, then it's not focused on the things that are needed to make your health optimal, like nutrients from your food and supplements. Okay. All right. So again, there's going to be a whole heap of stuff on audreychristie.com/228 for you to go and look through all the information and resources from this episode. So I want you to remember one thing. Number one, two things. When in doubt, love your liver. When in doubt, detox your liver. It's a old naturopathic adage, and it still rings true today. So that's it for today, friends. Remember that I am always, always rooting for you, and I'm here to answer your questions. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Root Cause Revolution podcast. Be sure and subscribe on your favorite podcast provider. Ratings and reviews are always appreciated.